everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Slade, the Buffyverse Revisited. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Jeremy J.
I'm your other host, James.
And James, what are we doing this week?
I'm hawking merch.
You're hawking merch. Oh, yes, I see coffee mug. Okay,
I'm hawking
fantastic.
merch. This is the wonderful Slade, the Buffyverse Revisited mug that you can get at the link. If you're watching the podcast right now, look right down there, right down there, right down there.
Down where?
Right down there, right down there. No, keep going, nope, back up, right there. There you go. See, it says merch.
I can't see it. I'm sorry.
See, it says merch. It says merch right there.
Oh, I was looking for something else.
Click that link, and you will be taken to our brand new merch store. We've got mugs, we've got T-shirts, we've got hoodies, we've got blankets, we've got magnets. It's all there. That's all we've got.
What more could anyone possibly give a fuck to want from our stupid little show?
I have no idea, but I promptly bought a mug once the store was live, and I love it. It's a nice little mug. It keeps my cold drinks cold and my hot drinks hot.
That's all you needed to do.
That is all you needed to do.
Let me throw this out there. When I set up the merch store, I created, the first thing I created was what they call the women's cut T-shirt. So not a unisex, because there's a unisex one up there too for men and women. But I thought, well, there might be some ladies who would like to have, you know, how it's cut for a lady.
I don't, but and momentarily we will be talking to someone who probably does understand what that means.
We will, but you're giving away the surprise.
It's not a surprise because I announced it like weeks ago.
And it's in the title of this episode.
And it's going to be in the title of the episode.
But still. Yes, I just wanted to say, so when I set that all up, I went ahead and got a sample shirt sent to me for my roomie. Who is a lady. And
how come she's not modeling it?
Well, I'm going to, if you'll shut the fuck up and let me finish. No, she's so it came in I want to say, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, and I opened it up because I knew what it was, and it was addressed to me, so I didn't break any federal laws. And I looked at it. I was like, okay, it was supposed to be an extra large, right?
Okay.
And I pulled it out, and I was like, this is comically fucking small. It almost looks like a baby's bib. And I was like, how, in what world is this considered an extra large for women? And she came home, and I had already texted her and kind of told her all this. And she came home and she put it on, and she came in my room, and we were both laughing our asses off. So I guess the long story short, if you
too late for that.
Wow. What I have here for you is a big bag of shut the fuck up. So if you do happen to purchase one of the women's cut shirts, just know that apparently it does run small. Maybe get us one or maybe 2 sizes larger than what you would normally purchase. I've not tried the men's unisex or the hoodie. I haven't tried any of that stuff yet, so I can't speak to that. But my roomie says that that's a pretty well-known annoyance with women's clothes. And I said, wow, that must suck to be a woman. And she killed me. So,
yeah, right. Because it's solely the fact that they can't find accurate sizing that makes it suck to be a woman.
Yeah, well, she did say it's very fucking annoying. So just be a heads up if you order the women's cut, which I think is the first thing listed in the store. If you do purchase that, consider going 1 or 2 sizes larger. I will try to get a sample of everything else so that I can let everyone know how that stuff sizes and go from there.
Sounds good, Jeremy. You are a prince among men.
I am. I really am.
You truly are. To get back to your original question, what are we doing here today?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
We are fulfilling our previously stated obligation to, at the end of every month, cover viewer and listener comments in a very special listener mail episode.
Well, what makes this really special, though?
What makes this really special, aside from the fact that it's our first official one, is that, and hopefully this will be a continuing trend, I know it will be at least for one more episode after this, we have a very special guest with us, Jeremy.
Would you like me to introduce that guest?
Well, since we told that guest that you would be doing the introduction, we probably should stick to that. Yes. Please introduce our very special guest.
Our very special guest for our very first listener mail extravaganza episode is none other than, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, S-Dub.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you, S-Dub? How are you?
Hello. Not too shabby, just recovering from being sick, but
hey, we share that.
Right.
I have been crappy myself the last couple of days, and I considered never recording again.
Yeah, like sometimes when you're sick, you're just like, I'd just rather die.
Yeah, I'm just going to cancel.
Like you're just puking your brains out, and you're just like, there's a point where you're like, I just give up.
Yeah, you're like, I'm done with life. Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
It's like I sign off.
Yep. So, how is it going, S-Dub? It's so nice to speak to you for the first time.
Oh, well, it's going well. We'll have some thoughts on Angel.
Okay.
We'll have some thoughts.
Okay.
We will have some thoughts.
You know what's fun is about the sense and what sensibility. Sensitivity. I hate the title.
Yeah.
So much. But that one, from how much lower I rated it, I do have a lot of notes.
Yeah, it was.
That some of them didn't make it into the YouTube. I proofread it. I'm like, that doesn't need to be in there.
Yeah, have you already watched our coverage of that episode?
I actually did.
Yeah.
And then I wished I didn't. And then I was thinking I should have just pretended that I watched the episode after hearing.
She actually,
that was a mistake.
Yeah, she actually made the mistake, Jeremy, of watching the podcast before she watched the episode.
Oh, yeah. Well, we could have saved some time if you had believed us.
No, but it's good. And you know what? If we had to experience it, everyone has to experience it.
It was the biggest piece of shit that I have ever had the displeasure of watching, and that's actually harmful to actual pieces of shit.
Earlier. Go ahead, S-Dub. Go ahead.
No, well, I was just thinking I have a similar take, but with a twist on it, and I kind of did say it in my YouTube comments for anybody who actually did read it, which I expect no one.
Okay.
But go ahead.
I actually watched. I usually don't watch the YouTube version of the podcast after it's posted because I edit it and everything, so I've seen it and I lived it. But I actually watched this one because I wanted to see my own, like, I wanted to visually see my own reaction to that episode, and I just want to assure everybody out there that I am not on drugs. I have never taken any kind of drugs because I firmly believe that I looked like I was tweaking hardcore during that entire episode. You
were doing a lot of moving around and
I was very fidgety.
Did you take apart any VCRs during that at all?
I did not. I was very twitchy. I mean, I know what was wrong. I was not happy.
Yeah.
So, but I assure everyone, I'm not a drug user. I've never used illegal drugs. Strictly booze for me.
Good to know.
But
good to know.
But anyway, Anyway.
I didn't know we were doing confessions.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm out.
I mean,
I know. I was like, I'm not supposed to hit.
I literally,
We're
like
giving
I
out
said,
confessions. I quit.
Telling all its truth.
I literally, like I said, I watched it earlier today, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Well, you clearly wanted out. You had enough.
I did want out. It's like I could feel the episode crawling. It's like I could feel the episode crawling under my skin.
Yes. It was like being touched by someone you don't want to be touched by.
Right. Like every time you touch me.
Exactly.
Right.
What?
I'm sorry. What?
What a dick.
We've probably mentioned this before. Jeremy and I have never actually met in person.
Like, no, we haven't.
No.
Well, as far as James knows.
What? Excuse me?
Didn't you?
So it wasn't a dream.
Meet from like AOL chat line from like way back in the day, and
basically
went from there.
In 1990.
And you're like ASL.
Yeah, it was like 90. What was it? 97, 98?
It was.
I'm younger than you guys, so.
Yeah.
I was more MSN days.
Oh, there was no MSN when we were.
Yeah. This is how early Jeremy and I go back. AOL Instant Messenger was barely a thing.
Yeah. Well, and if you know what
I was alive.
I mean, if you know what ICQ, do you know what ICQ was?
No, but it sounds predatory.
Well, it kind of was.
I mean, now I think ASL, and I'm like, that's predatory because I'm 34, and I know about shit now.
Yeah.
So
it kind of was. It was another instant.
Inform me. No, inform me. Yeah.
It was another instant messenger. It was probably the most popular one pre AOL instant messenger kind of taking over the world. But yeah, we go back to basically the birth of the worldwide, not the internet, but the World Wide Web.
Of chat rooms. It was actually a this sounds so ridiculous. It was actually an online role-playing chat room that we met in.
Well, an online role-playing hub. It was a massive. Yeah. It was they probably had more a larger subscriber base than anyone on the internet to that point ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it like a LARPer one? Because I'm so interested in those LARPers.
It wasn't LARP.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't LARP.
I'm interested. I'm fascinated.
It was online text-based instant.
Yeah, it was text-based role playing. But
it was very unique. There was nothing else like it.
Yeah.
Well, so what I remember of chat rooms, and see, my mom. Okay. We had a Packard Bell computer in the early 90s.
Uh-huh.
But my mom we did not have internet because she was like, I don't want you looking at things. And that's all she said. She said things. But my friends had, so she would be in a chat room, and obviously now I'm realizing how much probably older men that we were talking to, or whoever. But it was always like it would be just like, they would just be groups. It wouldn't be anything specific.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It would just be group 1, 2, 3, or whatever, and you just jump on into one.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, if I kind of remember correctly.
So what this was...
what my memory...
So what this was it was a website, and there were specific rooms, hubs, if you will, on that website dedicated to various topics and
or genres.
And the room that Jeremy and I met in was a Highlander room, and the whole premise of this website was that you would go on and you would portray a character, usually of your own creation. And the best way I can describe it, and people seem to understand it well when I put it this way. It's like if you were writing a book, but you were writing it with other authors, and everybody contributed like a paragraph or two to that book
to keep the scenes going.
Right, to keep the scenes going. So
I dig it.
And that's how we met.
And that is how we met.
Kind of like building up your like the whole fantasy, like a whole fanfic kind of thing together.
Collaborative fanfic would be a very good way of describing it.
Since we're all adults here, I'm gonna ask: did it ever get spicy back in the day?
Oh God,
just want to know.
There were so many people who you couldn't do that kind of thing really in
a public space,
in the open, in the public setting. You would have to go to what was called a private room, and get funk nasty.
Yeah.
But however, I was known. I was known as a pretty good role player, wouldn't you say, James?
Oh yeah.
And I was banned once. Well, it wasn't a ban. It was I was suspended once for I think 1 week because I was doing excessively. I was in a World of Darkness room, which, if you know what that is, the vampires and whatnot. And I was suspended for excessively morbid role playing because I was doing a scene by myself, a solo scene, and I was eating a guy's liver, and I guess I was describing it far too in depth.
Jeremy got banned for doing vampire shit in a vampire chat room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but more to your original question, S-Dub, is if you could see on this website, you could see what room everybody was in on the website.
Yeah.
So, and there was a section that would tell you who was in like a private room together. So you could see who was like, doing the internet nasty.
Yeah, you could either do it in a private. You could either do it in a private room, or you could do it in private messaging. And how many times, James, were people getting nasty in private messages? And
my God! Yes.
And they would fuck up and not send it private, and it would just drop in the middle of the room, and it would be straight up like fucking like YouPorn shit,
Yeah. Oh my God. So, and then you would be like, you would hop OOC out of character real quick, and you would be like, you guys are gonna need to take that to a private room because none of us want to see that. Like,
where's the band's bat?
Right. Like, please take it to a private room. We're trying to have a civilized role play here in which 2 adult men are trying to cut off each other's heads. Please.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Now fuck off.
Now kindly go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Which apparently, based on your misposted post, you are actively doing already.
Right. We didn't know that your legs went that far behind your ears.
It would be like, I don't even think that character would do that.
Yeah. That's not even a thing that's humanly possible.
Anyway, oh my God, we've strayed so far off topic.
We never do that. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. There's a first time for everything. Let's dive in to the actual reason the 3 of us have gathered here today. And that is to
buried or married.
It's actually to celebrate the Allfather, Odin.
Oh,
the Allfather Odin. Yes.
No.
To be honest, I mean, I'm still here after watching episode 6. So why is it not a marriage at this point?
Yeah, it kind of is.
I'm still here.
It's a podcast marriage of convenience.
Right. Where none of us benefit.
Can't find anything better. We settled.
Yeah. Listen, we got to an age where I got to an age in a place where I was like, listen, it's time for us to just settle.
Right.
Yeah.
the person I had already said I was going to marry when I turned 35 went and got married. So I'm just going to have to.
Wow.
This is what I'm doing now.
What kind of person? What a whore.
I was like, that was a bad pact.
I mean, it was one of those like, well, if neither of us are married by this age, we'll just go ahead and, do the thing. And she went and fell in love and got married. Well, whatever.
Wow.
I know.
What
a whore! Such a whore. So before we get into, well, I mean, this is getting into what we're actually here for, but I do want to do a special shout out to RBK or RKB domain, because this poor person, I'm sorry, I'm presuming it's a he, never posts on the Facebook or the YouTube. It's strictly to the Buffy Revisited Gmail, and he has sent us multiple emails since we started season 4 of the podcast, and every time we've talked about listener comments, I have completely spaced on addressing his emails, and I apologize, RKB. I see you, I hear you, and I apologize, and I'm here for you, and I will be better going forward.
You have to understand, RKB, that James is a moron.
I am. Okay. All right. So I'm not a moron. See, I don't like this. Don't insult my intelligence. Okay. I'm not a moron. I'm not stupid, anything like that. I'm just straight up a dick. Okay.
I mean, I was trying to be nice by saying.
I think you mentioned this like on the last episode or the episode before that.
I was trying.
Yeah.
You're honest.
I was trying to give you an out and be like, listen, he's just dumb. He doesn't mean anything. But I mean, you're just going to say you're a dick. So
right. I mean, it just has to be out there. People have to understand. Yeah. So I apologize, RBK.
Wait, I thought it was RKB.
RKB. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I know. I was wondering. I wrote it down.
I already have
a notebook, and I was like,
yeah. Me and S-Dub already have it, and you can't even get the goddamn name right. No wonder we only have 11 listeners.
I'm so ashamed of myself.
Now we only have 10.
But also not. His first email to us, he said he's so glad that we're back. And he caught up on the episodes he had missed from the beginning of the season. And he thanked us for putting all the hours and effort into it, and it's very much appreciated, and he enjoys it. Thank you, RKB. We appreciate the compliments. I'm sorry I'm such a dick, and it's taken this long to address your emails.
We appreciate you appreciating us, appreciating James's dickery.
Yeah, that makes sense. His second email is directly related to what I don't know how anyone can dispute this, is one of the greatest theme songs in television history, the Angel theme song. We've already talked about this.
Well, we know what number 1 is, though.
Right, Princes of the Universe.
No, not, but okay.
Princes of the Universe.
What, S-Dub, what's your vote for best TV theme song of all time?
Ooh, actually, I've always liked Buffy, but that I feel is a little more biased because I do like rock music.
Right.
But I don't really have like a number 1. I just think Angel is crap.
Wow.
James is literally crying right now.
This hurts so
oh no,
much.
it's gonna get worse. Okay. I just want to say this before. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to RKB. Sorry. I just want this disclaimer. Please, nobody get mad at me at anything I say, because this is like, to me, I do love these characters, but to me, they're still fiction in a fantasy world.
Sure.
So I love being on them, and I know some of these situations can be lifelike, and it might seem cold, like I might seem a little cold, but I don't treat human situations, that way.
Well, of course.
I'm just treating this as a fantasy as it is. So I just kind of want people to kind of understand that, because maybe it doesn't, I don't know if it comes through, and I don't think it could. You can read anything how you want to read, in the comments.
Right.
So I just kind of wanted to.
Well, and also, and also, I'll say this: like for as much crap as Jeremy and I give each other, and we have given commenters and listeners, that's all in fun. Like we don't mean any of it. So I will say that if anybody were to attack anybody else in the comments, and it came across as like genuinely being like malicious or out of malice, I would put a stop to that, before it even began. So
yeah, ball busting is what we do around here, but not actual fucking,
Right. Yeah. If anybody were to ever like actually maliciously attack someone verbally in the comments for their opinions or thoughts, I would
actually go to that person's house who did this, and I would beat them with a baseball bat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I
would slowly passed away.
Jeremy go gang bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeremy doesn't enjoy a good gang bang.
I'm just kidding.
Jeremy does enjoy a good gang.
No, I make a reference to that in one of my.
You do, yes.
Kind of just pressing right there, yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy, you took that very. I was just gonna say I would just delete the comments and ban that person from commenting, but yeah, no, I mean if you want to get ultra violent with it,
I would probably just commit murder.
Okay, all right then. Well, on that note,
I don't care. I mean, it's not that serious. It's not. No, for real. I just don't, because have you been on the Reddit? Like the Buffy Reddit?
No, I don't do Reddit.
Well, when I kind of started connecting some dots, I don't know, a few years ago with the Buffy with Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Reddit to kind of confirm, maybe is this, connected to this from early on in the season or whatever. And then I kind of delved into it. Some people can be freaking mean. Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Like some people, like one person might have like a quote and they're like, you missed blah, blah, blah. And I'm just reading these. I'm like, holy crap, no mercy in this. Yeah. Geez. But you do learn, I mean, but people do talk real deeply about those characters, and they do get really defensive, but they do shine a light into some of these episodes that I never even dreamed of.
Sure.
In my mind. And that's why I'm kind of getting excited about the upcoming episodes that don't have to do with you. That's right. We haven't even went there yet, have we?
No, not yet. but we know what you're saying. We'll just say it's upcoming. Like, right.
I would say 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, every fandom has their niches that are unfortunately, awful to other members of the fandom, and they will tear you apart for the slightest opinion that they don't agree with, and that's just not not that anybody has done it in our comments or anybody that has actively commented I think would, but yeah, if the idea of doing that to someone ever crosses anybody's mind, just don't even bother, because your comment will be deleted and you will be banned from commenting. Unless
it's me attacking James.
Right. Because we're all here to share our thoughts and our opinions, regardless of how bad our takes may be. Jeremy and I have terrible takes on episodes all the time.
Do we though, or are we always right?
Well, you do, but
whatever. Wow. Wow.
Actually, speaking of, guys, do you have merch that like says anything like what you guys always tell me, that it's okay to be wrong?
Nope, we could make some.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you should, because I'm just thinking that's absolutely good. It's okay to be wrong. And I'm like, every time you tell me, I'm like, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, okay. And I'm just sitting there just scribbling down every time. And I'm like, okay.
yeah, I mean, we could. Yeah.
My defense just go.
Listen, everybody is absolutely should absolutely have their own
fun.
opinion, and it's okay to be wrong.
Right. So RKB says, okay, I don't know if Angel's theme song is the second best theme song in TV history. And then he cites The Sopranos and The Wire. I never watched either of those shows, so
I watched them both, but no, a theme song has got to grab you by the fucking balls and fucking shake you, and those two songs don't do it.
Okay. He says, but tastes can differ, and I can't say you are definitely wrong. The song is good, but I think you guys also have to reckon with the fact that the Angel intro is so ridiculous and embarrassing with all the helpless people staring at the sky in overwrought desperation that it materially impacts the experience of listening to that song as it plays during the intro. I cringe every time that intro comes on. Are you saying that? Are you saying
wrong?
Are you saying that the melodrama is misplaced?
Looking at it.
Yeah. The audio that goes with the video is kind of cheese.
You mean the video that goes with the audio?
What did I say?
The audio that goes with the video.
Well, what the fuck? It's the fuck. Yes, however you want to word it.
It is, and yeah, it's 100% like the opening, the very beginning of the opening credits is very overly melodramatic. You're right, with the crying and the angst and everything.
Staring at the sky.
Right. Yeah, I mean it 100% is.
Helping the hopeless, so I guess they're all hopeless.
See, I still think it should have been helping the homeless, and it should have been all homeless people that they helped.
It should have just been Angel like volunteering at homeless shelters.
Yep, and like handing out soup and stuff, and like toilet paper.
Just 5 seasons of Angel just like volunteering at homeless shelters. Like the Thanksgiving episode is just Angel for 8 hours at a homeless shelter, slopping stovetop dressing onto someone's paper plate.
Yep.
I'm gonna get some hate for this, but honestly, at my opinion of Angel so far, I probably would stop what I'm watching now of Angel and watch that instead.
No, I'm telling you, as I have said before, as this show goes along, it becomes fucking phenomenal.
It gets so much. It gets so much better, and we touched on this last week when.
I bet you guys touched. Yeah.
Hey, she knows.
Tip to tip like that.
Yep.
I know what's up.
Tip to tip.
We it's very disheartening to some degree to go back and watch the show now and realize that like the first season is not as good as we thought it was.
No, it sure isn't.
And it worries me. It genuinely worries me that like when we get to season 2, are we going to be like, this season's not as good as I remember it either?
I don't know. I don't think so, because I know all the big things coming and I love them all.
Right. And
everything that gets introduced becomes such an integral part of this show.
Right.
That it's fucking phenomenal.
And here's what saves me from those intrusive thoughts. It's the fact that out of Angel season 1, there's like 2 episodes that I regularly go back and watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you masturbate watching them?
It's DB. I mean, of course he does.
That's
That's
true.
Yeah.
Number one.
But
No, I bet
seasons.
he's into the Hawaiian outfit too. I bet.
Yep, and the little hat, the little fedora.
Yeah, 100%. That tucked in Hawaiian shirt really did it for me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But seasons 2 through 5, there's multiple episodes. In each season that I frequently go back to. But anyway.
And while watching.
And yes, obviously. We don't need to point it out every time, Jeremy. But
don't we though?
But yes.
I feel like
and then RKB emailed and he said this was after we came back from our very brief hiatus and announced.
Yeah, it was like a week and a half.
A week and a half, yeah. He said, thanks for the update. Completely understand 2 shows a week is a lot. 1 show is a lot. I'm 100% in favor of you guys making sure you're enjoying it. The best moments of the show for me is when you guys are just having fun and someone on Buffy is on fire or Giles walks in on some scandalous shit. Whenever shows drop is okay with me. I will look forward to them, and you guys are definitely appreciated. Thank you. Not just RKB, but everybody for being understanding,
and I think it's better. I think it's working out better with us dropping,
No, I was mad.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
All right.
You know what?
I was seriously concerned that like something was wrong with one of you or like what you're like in your family.
Turning my camera off.
I was actually concerned.
I quit the show.
Jeremy quit the show. S-Dub, you're my new co-host. Welcome to the show full time.
No, I mean
honestly, on my TV right now, I have Buffy. I have Beer Bad. Pause on mute.
I thought you said bareback. I thought you said bareback.
I heard bareback too, and it excited me. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I for me, okay, recording 2 episodes a week, I didn't feel like, at least on my end, that I was giving both episodes the full bukkake that they deserved.
Jesus Christ. Did you wait until I was drinking?
Yes, I did.
You son of a bitch.
I waited until you were... I wasn't going to say that at first until you started bringing your coffee cup up to take a drink. Then I changed it to bukkake. I was going to say...
S-Dub, you're going to love rewatching this since you didn't Skype in, so you can't see what's happening. You're going to love it.
I was going to say...
God, I do not want to hear myself, though.
I was going to say, when we were doing 2 a week, I didn't feel like I was really giving each episode like my full, whatever you want to call it, attention, my full, what they deserved. And I feel like since we've gone to, Buffy on Monday, the next Monday Angel, back to Buffy, doing that way once a week, I'm able to give the episodes, a heavier dose of bukkake.
Sure. It's understandable. Okay. So that's...
Did you not feel that way?
No, I didn't. I'm
okay, no. Fuck
no,
me. I just go
no, but I mean, it's, like I said, when we first came back from hiatus and we went over everything when we recorded that episode. That wasn't, that was my experience doing it. Like that's why the decision of however it proceeded had to be yours, because the toll that the recording and everything was taking was primarily on your shoulders. It was, your enjoyment of it was diminishing. So that's why, you had to be the one to figure out, what was going to make it, enjoyable for you again to continue. So yeah, I mean, it's not me saying that I didn't feel like, it was affecting how I was approaching it or anything, is definitely not a reflection on you. I mean, it's everyone's gonna handle, the rigors of doing something like that differently, so.
You're just saying you're a better podcaster then.
I'm a better podcaster, a better person, a better, everything all around. And just like S-Dub, I was furious.
Wow.
This guy turned his camera off again. This motherfucker. No.
I'm back!
Yay! Oh, goody.
Wow. Mother.
So that's everything from RKB. Thank you, RKB. I sincerely do apologize that it took me so long to address those emails. I apologize. So please don't hate me too much. Just a little bit. You can hate me a little bit.
And don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Just don't hate Jeremy at all because it wasn't his fault whatsoever.
I don't think I've ever logged into the email one time.
He set everything up and then gave me passwords and said,
I said you're in charge of all PR and all dealing with human beings.
Right. He said, have at it, Hoss. And I said, okay.
And then I patted him on his bottom.
Yep.
And slipped a finger in.
Wow.
And then he found $5.
You know what's funny, Jeremy? And you've said it before, and you just said it again now. Like, it was decided early on that I was gonna handle social media and kind of be PR and everything. And I won't give too much away about S-Dub and mine's email conversations back and forth. But at one point in her emails, she was like, James, you're so professional in your emails. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
Like, there's a complete 360 or 180 from how I am here on the podcast. And that's because this is all an act. I'm not like this in real life whatsoever.
You were a fucking serial killer in real life.
No.
You ever seen Dexter?
Oh yeah. I love that show.
Yeah, that's James. He has a little box. He has a little box of slides.
I'm try to make him kind of like Dexter, with merch. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to brainstorm.
Yeah. But I got a kick out of it when she said that because I am essentially not completely different, but I can definitely understand how she was probably like, how the hell is this even the same person that does this podcast?
It's so professional.
I immediately slipped into work James mode as I was emailing.
See, he works.
It did. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like when like a business email, and I'm like, here's just me sending. Well, he didn't even get the initial ones that just show I was just sending on my phone, and I'm literally doing things around the house, typing up the email, and then I'm saying, I'll leave you my number, and then I didn't leave my number. And I write you another email saying, I'll leave you my number, and I didn't do it again. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, holy F, this is my ADD. Sorry. Third email, and then you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. All right. Start from the top.
You were gonna say something, Jeremy, or no?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna say, people at home who are watching this live broadcast on national television, they're probably seeing me looking around a lot on the camera. I just want to let you know I'm not fucking hallucinating. Or tripping on shrooms or anything.
Don't let him lie to you, folks. He is so fucking high right now.
No,
I watched him do 2 8 balls right before
I mean,
right before S-Dub called him, and he was in the middle of finishing the second 8-ball when his phone rang, and he got frantic. He was like, "Holy fuck, she's calling! She's calling!"
Yeah, I was like,
Johnny
God damn,
Depp
my phone's
yeah.
ringing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I have a 6-week-old kitten in here that I'm looking after, and I'm trying to keep an eye on it. So that's why you will see me looking around as though there are gremlins on my floor.
Okay.
It's actually a kitten.
All right. That's cool. Thanks for sharing.
No problem.
See this, Jeremy, see this? Turn back to see this?
Yeah.
Those are fucks that I have to give.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You'll notice that I'm not giving you any right now.
Well, here's a kitten I have to give.
Is it a he or a she?
Unknown at this point.
Unknown at that point.
Contrary to popular belief, it's nearly impossible to tell the sex of a cat.
Yeah.
Until they're about 3 to 4 months old.
Yeah. It's adorable, though. It is adorable. Next up on the agenda is one Holly McMiller, our latest joinee of the Slade fandom. She followed us on the Facebook, and she has followed us on the YouTube, and she sent us this very lovely comment on Facebook. She said, "Hey guys, just stumbled onto your podcast. Really enjoying it. I'm starting with Buffy season 4 and Angel season 1, and will be making my way through the earlier episodes. And also, hello, fellow Highlander the series fans. Where were you when Angel actually aired? My college buddy heard me go on and on about how someone had to be a Highlander fan on the show. Way too many nods, and hello, watchers. My headcanon was the council was an offshoot. The council was an offshoot of the other council. Maybe when you rewatch Buffy and Angel, maybe when your rewatch of Buffy and Angel is all done, a Highlander the series rewatch would be in order. Keep up the great work, Holly from Wisconsin. P.S. As for Riley being hot, he's average for me. Didn't care for him that much when he first arrived on the scene." Thank you, Holly. We appreciate you joining us. Hope you're enjoying. She has left a couple other comments. She said on our post about potential Buffy spinoffs being planned at the time, she said she would have loved the animated series or the Giles Ripper spinoff. I think honestly those are the two biggest ones people would have been clamoring for at the time. I know I think the one that came closest outside of the animated series was probably Giles, and then after that I believe they were fairly close to nailing down a Faith spinoff.
Yeah, she was doing what was that, Dark Angel at the time?
True Calling. She decided to move on to True Calling. So, and
she
then
to get the fuck away from Joss Whedon.
Yeah, probably. So that's that. Again, Holly, thank you for joining us. We look forward to hearing from you more often.
And I love people from Wisconsin.
My husband's from Wisconsin.
I love Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin cheese.
Yeah, you've been to Cheese Days?
No, but
I've had faint of heart, actually.
I've had friends come back from Wisconsin and bring me cheese, and it's pretty fucking fire.
It is. It is true. That's true.
I'm born and raised Chicago.
My goodness.
I'm born and raised Chicagoan, so I'm not allowed to like anything from Wisconsin.
Because the Packers
from Chicago.
Because of the Packers beating the Bears with their dicks every year.
I don't give to. I would need multiple packs of these fucks to not give about sports. You know that, Jeremy. You know that.
I know. You have a vagina. I know.
I'm also not allowed to like people from Indiana or anything from Indiana.
Wow. Well, you know what? Fuck you.
I get it.
Sluts.
Sluts.
I do like sluts.
I know you are. What?
I know you are, but what am I?
Hey, by the way, R.I.P. Matthew Perry. He died today.
Yeah, I'm sure he overdosed and drowned.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yes.
Crazy news.
My best friend, she just sent me something at like around 9 or at 8:30.
Yeah, it was
And
wild.
she's like, I was like, wow, you're on it. Yeah, with her. And then I was like, oh, that's good. And I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, I texted my sister.
You guys Friends fans, or you never got into it, or?
I was back, in the day when it was fresh on TV and stuff, and he was one of my favorites on the show. I thought his type of comedy, I thought is my type of shit.
Yes, at the time, yeah. Well, actually, me and my husband are slowly going through Friends because he's never watched it, and I actually have never watched it from top to bottom. I've just seen most of it. I mean, I do have my favorite. It's a 2-parter episode, but it's like when they're in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That one is just absolutely freaking hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I got more into Friends during reruns. Like I watched it here and there during its original run, but most of the episodes, I mean, I've seen the entire series at this point, but the majority of it was through reruns after its original run was done.
I actually remember watching the finale episode that was like huge at the time. I watched it with my sissy.
Is that like a do you know where you were moment? Because I actually do know where I remember where I was.
Yep.
I think as far as television type things go, yeah, I think the Friends finale is probably up there, and
yeah, because I think up to that point, and maybe even as far as network TVs goes, I'm pretty sure that was the most watched. Because before that, it was MASH. The MASH.
I think it's still MASH.
Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? It was up there. It was up there.
Right. So let's backtrack to and look at our comments for Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 4, episode 5, Beer Bad, starting with Miss Darlene. She says, Jeremy, do you remember Clash of the Titans at the drive-in? I was with you at both in-theater movies Dad took us to when we were younger, E.T. and Star Wars. I sat next to you. I was the one in charge of taking you to the bathroom every 10 seconds.
I wonder if she had to hold it for me.
Oh, my God. I don't even want to think about it. Joking, it was usually only twice, and you said you were only
images you didn't ask for.
I know,
right.
That's why I said
right.
it.
I didn't need that. I'll never forget E.T. because I cried, and it was the first time I was made fun of for it in such a public arena. You weren't among those making fun of me, though. You hugged me. Oh, what a good brother! Good brother.
See, I'm a good guy.
I don't really have any old shows to say started my love of any franchise. The TV was your babysitter, so aside from the Little House on the Prairie episode now and then, I didn't watch TV.
No, she loved Little House on the Prairie, and she also loved what was her name? The Shirley Temple movies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and one other thing I recall, whenever it would come, I think it would come on TV like once a year back then. We're talking in the 80s here. Was Little Orphan Annie.
Okay.
She loved that flick too, with the big bald guy as Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah. She goes on to say, my guess with the Office of National Drug Control Policy funding rejection would be because even though it was titled Beer Bad, there really wasn't a clear connection to it actually being bad. The beer was tampered with in an otherworldly manner, which resulted in the otherworldly plot happenings. But the beer itself and consuming it wasn't really portrayed as negative. It was actually portrayed as funny. Just my thoughts. Yeah, and that's actually in the episode we talked about that a little bit. That's ultimately why they rejected the funding for the episode, because they said they were like the connection between beer being bad and what's happening isn't really there. Like, it's not, there's too many supernatural elements involved.
And also they're dicks.
They're dicks. Anything related to the government is dicks.
Is dickery.
Dickery.
Yeah.
She says, I give this episode a rating of 2 Neanderthals, and it's only that high because of Willow's standing up for Buffy against Parker, and, of course, her playing him like the jerk he is, and Buffy clocking Parker twice. The rest of it felt like my own IQ dropped into single digits. No, it isn't.
Wow.
No, it isn't even close to single digits, LOL, and kind of felt like a waste of time and resources. But by the way, Xander wouldn't have gotten a job bartending with a fake ID. There's an entire hiring process that involves an official birth certificate, social security number, tax papers, etc. They could have.
Not to mention having to get a liquor license.
Right. They could have just made him a janitor to place him at the bar. That would have been more believable. I suppose the episode budget could have been financially boxed into whatever amount of funding the government had pinholed for those competing, but it was a real snooze fest for me. All right. Well,
I can totally. I mean, it wasn't bad for me, but I can totally see somebody feeling that way about it.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it, but yeah, I can see where it would have been boring for someone else. Miss S Dub. Would you like to give us I have it pulled up here, but would you like to give us your thoughts and notes and commentary on Buffy Season 4, Episode 5, Beer Bad?
Yes, because do have it pulled up. I mean, I can try to get on my phone as well, because I do have my written notes, and sometimes I kind of mess with it, so I'm on like kind of somewhat community guidelines on YouTube. Already flagged me, and I'm like, seriously? So, some things I do leave out, but I think for at least, because I did at least, I think, on Wild at Heart and then the Angel episode 6, that Sense and Sensitivity. Mm-hmm. I think I actually kind of marked where I actually, what I put in the YouTube comments and then not. But I think this one's is going to be very close. But so just tell me if I'm like not saying it correctly, like I said it in the comments, and then I can explain it.
No, it's your time to shine, S-Dub. You tell us. You tell us how you felt about this episode.
Well, okay. Let me be completely honest. Well, first, I'm going to just start this off positively.
Okay.
Parker's a douche. Douche. And this is the last time we get to see him. So
no, we'll see him one more time. We will. We'll see him again.
Yeah, we do.
In this coming
season. Just this coming season.
The very next episode.
Well, episode 7 of this season.
Yeah. The very next episode that we're gonna.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's not
this is right. This is. Yeah, this is the last time he heavily affects.
Now I got it. What you mean? Yeah.
But you're right. This is the last time.
How did I forget that? That was glorious.
Yeah.
How did I forget that?
It's literally one of Riley's only redeeming factors.
I know that. I was like, wait, no, you guys. Shame on me.
But ultimately, you are right. Like this is the last time we see him being like a major story catalyst. For the most part.
Yeah, like you know what I mean, for Buffy's,
right,
attitude that I really strongly just don't agree with the writers, but that's, it's whatever.
Right.
I'm okay with it at this point. It is what it is.
Right. You've accepted it. You've grown past it.
Well, it's just like, okay. So I'm going to go back to Darlene's comment because I do agree with Darlene. Like, I really hate this episode. You guys like it better than me and Darlene do, apparently.
I wouldn't go so far as to say
and also I believe that this is hot. I think the most hated episode of the whole series.
Really?
I think so.
Interesting.
But don't tell me based on what. So I mean, Nielsen, what do you bring some facts with you? I don't have any. So. I'm going on something that I'm trying to remember that I swear I read, but I know it's not. I know the episode isn't popular because it is pointless.
Right.
For the most part, we get to him seeing him bonked on the head.
Sure.
Twice.
There's that, but otherwise, meh. With the whole episode, and as usually I watch Buffy probably once a year through, but that's kind of a lie when I say straight through, because there are 2 episodes absolutely for sure that I always, for the last, I would say few years, I would say in the last 4 years, I haven't watched. And it's this one. So this one, you guys made me watch it because I had to. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. I would have went on just memory alone of how much I didn't like it. I do remember somewhat of the episode, but you know what? I didn't remember though Xander kind of being funny in the beginning.
Yeah, I will say this is probably
it's annoying, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I will say this is probably one of the few episodes where like Xander isn't like a complete, douche.
Yeah.
Right.
He's only douchey.
Right.
And his the interactions between he and Giles, in this episode are
I love Giles this season.
Yeah, I mean they're their comedic timing off of one another is fantastic, especially when you're
for Xander.
Right, especially when you're dealing with Giles, who's pretty much no nonsense, and then you've got Xander, who's pretty much all nonsense. So
yeah,
right. And I know, because I'm trying to think, like, should I go through my notes?
Just go through your notes.
I mean,
I can just scatter around.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can just jump around and bring up the things that you want to bring up.
Yeah.
Right, but I really wanted. I put in there Professor Walsh talking about ego and id. Like, I thought I was kind of actually laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, somebody, and I go, someone's not self-aware. Like, I'm just sitting there.
Yeah.
It is like calling him. Why it is. I don't know. Are there any Professor Walsh fans out there? I have never known one.
If there are,
they
are
even on Reddit. I've never seen.
If there's any Professor Walsh fans out there, they are self-flagellators. Because
wow.
She is what is she, James? What did I used to say?
I don't remember.
She's a cunt.
Oh, yeah, we don't like that word.
Well, I do.
I'm never going with Hewler, but yeah, we could go with the see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whore is reserved for characters that
Like Joyce.
We actually like.
Yeah, that we like, but they're kind of like on the precipice of not being liked.
Yeah. Right. If you remember back to like season 1, I used to call Cordy's gang Cordy's cunts. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, well, fucking answer me next
time.
Funny
is, I don't know. To be honest with you guys, I don't know. I think I just jumped in. I don't think I've ever listened to it from the beginning.
Wow.
Wow.
So you're not quite the fan that you made yourself out to be.
Wow. Revelations left and right here tonight.
I'm quitting the show again.
Yeah.
Well, there is like 80 fucking something episodes.
Right, yeah.
Go through.
I know. Well, I know. I just thought about that though. I'm like, you know what? I cannot remember the first episode technically that I listened to, but I don't. I guarantee you, it wasn't like season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
I jumped in where I was with that other podcast that I listened to.
Yeah.
I think I started.
You mean the inferior one?
Kind of around it.
That's what you meant to say.
Is that what she meant to say?
No.
So you think it's better than this podcast?
Oh! Now we're getting somewhere.
Oh.
I didn't say anything. I'm just not.
All I want you to think about S-Dub is who gave you the opportunity to be on a podcast. That's
live on broadcast network television.
Here's something I do want to talk about. You put in your notes is
yes.
Where is it? Xander's porn stash on his fake ID. It
does though, doesn't it?
It does, and it jumped out at me.
I paused it.
I didn't even pay attention.
It jumped out at me in your notes in your review here that you posted on YouTube because and it jumped out to me because I noticed it when I watched the episode, and I was extremely surprised that Jeremy didn't catch it and point it out when we were revisiting the episode during the podcast. I 100%.
I might have been looking down, taking a bite of my sandwich at the time.
like the time I went to make a grilled cheese sandwich and
you missed an entire
and I missed an entire 15 minutes of the episode.
Yeah,
completely.
You come back and you're leading the episode, and I'm like, bro, you just skipped like 11 scenes. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. When I was,
but really, why is it in movies for men to do their fake IDs? It's always a mustache.
Because what else are you going to change on a guy other than either his mustache?
Is it like on Superbad, right? Right? Is it? I mean, like McLovin, doesn't he put a mustache on himself as well?
Probably. I don't remember.
I know. Just it's always the 70s porn stash.
Right.
Yeah. Why not just give yourself a full beard?
It's always it's like apparently it just means distinguished. Do you know what I mean?
I guess.
Right.
I mean,
to me it says pedophile.
It's giving Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's giving hedgehog vibes is what it's doing. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it probably ties directly to what Jeremy said is ultimately like, how else are you going to like change your face as a dude, like to make yourself look older, you know?
Yeah, but why not just go with the full beard?
That's a good question.
What about a flavor saver?
Yeah.
Come on.
Right, like
a soul patch, you know?
Right. Jeremy, I think you should go with a soul patch. Just shave everything.
Go with the times. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I was just curious.
Yeah, I don't. It's honestly, it's a good question.
You can't really do anything.
Yeah, I think you should go with a soul patch, Jeremy. Get rid of the chin strap, and
never happen.
Okay.
No.
Can I ask you something, Jeremy? How come?
No, you may not.
Okay. I'm going to anyway. I've often been curious, and since we're talking about facial hair, why not ask now? How come only like the Van Dyke? Why don't we have the full goat?
Oh, why no mustache?
Yeah.
Because I think they're faggy, and
Oh my god.
no, I'm the type of person that is the one place on my face that I can't stand to have hair.
Okay.
Like even when it's super short, even like just growing in or super long, it doesn't matter. It makes me.
It looks like pubes.
No, it doesn't look. It just makes me crazy just to feel it on my upper lip. It makes me feel dirty.
Okay.
Which is why when I look at you, I'm always like, God, why doesn't he shower before we podcast? But what are you going to say? No.
I've showered twice
I thought
today.
he was doing the Tom Hanks, Castaway look for a while.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't do the lip hair. It makes me crazy.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Porn stash on Xander. Willow this episode.
Yeah. Can we talk about Willow? Yes. We love Willow.
Yeah.
She's really the shit. She's really the shit this episode.
Oh yeah, 100. Oh no, Willow's interaction with Parker this episode is probably the best part of the episode.
Do you know what my favorite is? It wasn't even that. I mean, I'm telling you, I do love that because he's seriously used to all the women wrapped around his finger, which I don't get. I never could get. But I think I can't be sweet talked, but maybe that's just me. But what I liked, I mean, for Willow in the scene, was when she thought that Buffy was gangbanged. Action was impassive. Like, it was the best. Like, she asked her if she was okay.
Yeah.
The real one right there. Because my reaction would be like, that sounds like a lot of work. Like, wow. What? Like, girl, what'd you take? Because what?
Yeah.
Willow is so impressive. Yes.
Willow listen, we've all been there.
Willow and
well, she has been hanging out with the witches. I don't know what to do.
In that moment, Willow was the best of friends that anyone has ever had.
Yes, but and I think I said that, like, I just don't feel like Buffy reciprocated when, eventually the time will come. I think when it's important. I think Buffy's reaction was a little too maybe I think it hurt Willow's feelings, kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Because and I think with this, like, she thinks Buffy got done by many dudes, and she's like, oh, you're hurting. Like, are you okay?
Yeah. Like, do you need some salve?
Yeah. Like,
Can I get you an ice pack?
You want to spray some Pam down there?
Yeah. Do you need an ice pack, or I don't know, maybe some? What was that shit called?
Well, yeah.
You'd spray.
Try, between hot and cold. Yeah.
What was that stuff you would spray in your throat when you were a kid, when you had a sore throat that numbed it? What was that shit called?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need some of that?
Some stuff down there. Woo.
Yeah.
And cherry flavored. Get the flavor kind.
Ooh.
But this is something that
Nobody do that. Okay, nobody do that.
Yeah, don't spray cherry chloroseptic on your hoo-ha, people.
Why not?
For me, as who I am, I have to say that I can't.
I'm gonna.
Are you speaking from personal experience, S-Dub?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go buy some tomorrow.
I have a current license as a pharmacy technician, so.
Gotcha.
I am gonna go buy some tomorrow and spray it on the inside of my pee hole.
Wow.
Well, you do what you want to do.
I'm doing me.
And then I would recommend you go to urgent care afterwards.
Jeremy, you do whatever feels right in your heart.
It
Okay.
feel as good as you think it would. It wouldn't. Chloroseptic has that weird tingly cooling effect. So, like, I would think for a man's pee hole. No, like, I don't have one. Hey, spoiler alert for everybody. I don't have one.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, well, I thought it needed to be said.
Right. Yeah, I understand.
But, I just, for you, I would imagine it wouldn't be a great experience, just like I wouldn't imagine like a catheter would.
Well,
have you guys ever had that?
Maybe that's what I'm into.
Jeremy is into some weird shit, Stub.
I mean, no pain, no gain. Am I
Oh,
right?
well, no judgment. No judgment.
Yeah, this is a judgment. This is a judgment-free zone.
It doesn't mean I like to do it.
Right. Like when James is always talking about. Never mind.
About anything, because you hate everything that comes out of my mouth, Jeremy.
Not everything.
Oh,
not when I come out of your mouth.
Oh my God.
We're canceled again.
Ooh, hoo-ah.
And that's why I stayed silent. I was like, I'm gonna let you guys take this.
Yeah.
What were we even?
We were talking about Willow,
right?
But I did want to say before that, because I did see something of mine, because I said they really do set the precedent of her relationship early on. Actually, not just hers. Say out loud, Xander and Anya.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. I know now. I'm trying to remember the scene. I'm guessing it was her and Oz with Willow. Because honestly, like, I don't know why they really have the girlies just, I don't know, mopey this season. And I don't
they all get they all have love troubles, and they all want to just
Yeah.
Very, very emo.
Kind of to fall back on something you said about Buffy not reciprocating Willow's friendship, a few episodes down the line. This is something that we've mentioned several times on the show, is that Buffy is not a good friend.
No, she is a very
in general
a selfish friend, and possibly a selfish lover.
No, actually, I do compliment her in the next episode. That's the only time I've seen real like compassion in her in a while.
And Wild at Heart.
At the end, yes, at the end of Wild at Heart, while she's holding Willow.
Yeah.
And they're passionately making out. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't feel that at all. No vibe. No vibe of that.
Veruca. You mentioned Veruca here. And we got our this is our second glimpse of Veruca now here.
Too many.
Yeah.
I believe I deliberately, every time I wrote her name, I did a vomit emoji.
Let me see.
But I really hate this character, and then I somewhat not sure about the actress, or because it could be the directing. But
I think it's the actress.
I just want to slap her.
I sometimes wonder.
I just don't like her. I don't like the character. I don't like the way she talks. Her movement.
Yeah,
I said the same.
You know what I mean? It was just, and I don't know if I was thinking like, well, is this her? Is this the director? But like Oz doesn't move like that. He doesn't do the weird twitchy.
I think she is. Thing. I said it in our coverage. I think she's way overacting. But
see, I think sometimes I do think that falls back on the director of the episode. Like, I'm sure.
Oh, true, because he could have said, "Hey, you're way over. You're way over it here. Let's bring it. Let's bring it back in here." And I feel like the direction she was given with the character overall was make her
animal-like, make her slinky and animalistic in her movements. And
Made her
like
an opiate addict.
And I just don't think it came across that well.
No, it came across as someone hooked on like pharmaceutical opiates who was like scratching a lot and, like, hey, yo, can you get me a script for some fucking oxys?
those meth commercials back in the day. Meth. Ooh,
Yeah.
meth.
Not even once.
But yes, to have not so kind words for Veruca. I think I called her trash.
Yeah.
It's just
I said what I said.
Yeah, and sometimes I wonder if like, obviously there's issues with the actress herself and potentially the direction she was given, but also I think a lot of disdain sometimes for these characters does come directly from knowledge of what their future actions will be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
you would.
But no, I don't think so for in this Veruca's, because she doesn't. I never liked her from Jump Street.
Too much.
Like from Jump Street to the end, I just thought she was. I just think it was bad casting. I really do, because I think they should have cast someone who could do a believable take on like Hard to Resist, alluring, that kind of. And I just didn't find her alluring or Hard to Resist or anything like that. So
which is something we talk more about in
I didn't buy like the lip syncing either, that was supposed to be her voice.
Yeah. Oh no.
I don't know. That was just terrible.
Yeah, it didn't match even remotely close.
I mean, but I really didn't like this episode, so I didn't have a lot of great things to say or anything of like super important.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, but basically talking about, I was kind of annoyed with Oz this episode, and it's not the fact that he cheated. I think it's that he was being so, maybe at first, obtuse to the whole situation.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't just,
you really
didn't
aren't
just
picking
come out.
It up that Willow kind of is really trying here, and then the clothes, she changes her whole wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, all right, so I'll dress up like an S&M dominatrix.
Right.
And she's got pleather pants.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we've actually skipped episodes now. Now we've gone into Wild at Heart. We
can just do them both. We can just do them both at once.
And it doesn't really matter, but
they've all been
Well,
yeah,
beer
in the
released. Bad. So.
Yeah, beer was bad.
Like
That's what she had to say about that. Was beer was
yeah.
bad.
Pretty much. It's like Parker sucks. Willow is amazing because she gaslit Parker right back.
Yeah.
Giles is awesome.
Hands down.
Victor's great.
Hands down. Again, my favorite part of this episode was Willow with Parker and how, like, she just completely turned his bullshit around on him.
Yeah.
I think like what he takes Psych 101 and then he's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna."
Right.
Well, apparently it's working for him.
Mind fuck these girls.
There must be some really stupid girls at this school.
Well,
because at least if you're going to fall for somebody's Psych 101 bullshit, at least make it an attractive dude who's like cool, because he's just a nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, so he had the blue eyes and maybe dark hair, okay, but I wasn't personally attracted.
Yeah, because he looked
I'm not really attracted to Riley either. I don't think Riley's ugly, but I'm not really attracted to him either. He's a very blah to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very perfect. They picked the perfect guy.
Well, Parker looked like the kid who could only play like intramural kickball in high school. And he just doesn't look.
He'd wear that jacket around. I think he's cool.
Yeah, with the leather jacket from intramural kickball. Yeah, exactly.
I can see it.
Yeah.
And since we've segued into it, we'll just go ahead and talk about your comments on Wild at Heart here too, which we've actually kind of covered a lot of it.
I thought we were supposed to be doing that, so I didn't say anything. It was flowing just well until you ruined it and brought it up.
Go fuck yourself.
Well, Beer Bad was just, I mean, yeah, it was just bad. I think what was it?
Yeah.
2.5 out of 5. I said, that's that really for Beer Bad. I mean, there really wasn't much to say about it.
There really isn't much more to say.
Right. And even
basically Angel episode 6.
Oh God.
I don't know if it was.
I
don't think it was that bad.
I still have physical and emotional scars from that.
Right. Let's talk about Oz and Willow cuteness over.
Sex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk about all the good
things and all the. Okay. Oz and Willow and their cuteness overload in Wild at Heart in particular. I think even if you were a first time viewer, and Darlene didn't comment so specifically about this episode or the aspects of it, but I think even if you were going into it as a first time viewer, seeing all these cute little interactions between Willow and Oz in the beginning of this episode, you would be like, something bad's about to happen to one or both of them.
Yeah. Also, time out really quick. Did I bring up? We were talking. Okay, when we were covering this episode, and I was kicking around ideas as to why Seth Green would have willingly left the show, and then we discovered he was making a movie,
right?
And that he actually made, I think, either 4 or 5 movies in '99. And one of them, I believe, which is why he left here at this point in the show, was the second Austin Powers movie.
Yeah, you talked about all that.
Did I? Okay, yeah. So,
not when we covered Wild at Heart, but when we covered at the beginning of Sense and Sensibility, you went over all that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just fuck right off.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
But it does seem, I actually saw a post about this, and not just in relation to Oz, but also what happened with Charisma and various other characters, is that the writers, and this was probably by direction of he who shall not be named himself, the writers seemed to take out anger issues with the actors on their characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, this episode is kind of a really good example in that, Seth Green, wanted to go, make some movies and whatnot. And so the writers turn around and they have him cheat on Willow and be very un-Oz-like to a significant degree in this episode.
You want to know something that's kind of funny?
Sure.
I watched this episode on my DVD with the director, he shall not be named, his commentary, co-writer Marty Noxon, and Seth Green. And a lot of it, I could not put in the notes.
Wow.
They would allude to things in the future.
Right.
And but I would say that their relationship seemed okay. They never referenced to why he left.
Yeah, it's obvious that he probably just wanted time off, and he was like, "Hey, just write me out of the rest of, say, the next, 6 or 8 episodes or 10 episodes." And Joss was like, "No, you're leaving the show."
What I'll say is, what I felt really bad for Marty Noxon, because it was really Joss and Seth not really taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
and Marty wrote, kind of did the bulk of this.
Mm-hmm.
And she was kind of trying to kind of keep it on track, and she would try to kind of explain a scene, and how she would write, on about a character, because of how she was kind of trying to explain why Oz is acting this way, and I can't explain it because she mentions, something that's in the future that we see, that we watch.
Yeah.
Right.
And how he deals with leaving. And so but I do understand at the same time, it does kind of ruin his character. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, even, without giving any spoilers,
despite knowing
right, what's to come, like it does. It really it leaves a bad, like you said, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth regarding Oz, because even knowing what happens down the line, this is just so out of character for him.
It's being obtuse to her feelings too. Like,
right.
I know, I understand. I think that there was a point where I said, I understand that they're maybe trying to make him more primal now, like more wolf, like trying to hone in on his senses and stuff. Maybe too much, but I was just thinking, no, because what they always still displayed was Oz is in love with Willow. He was always, who is that girl?
Yeah.
And what, he's not paying attention to her desperately asking, like really wanting to spend time with him.
Yeah.
Or, Veruca's singing, and he's just mesmerized. Let me ask you some questions, this is uncomfortable that you're staring at a woman like this, and then in her clothes and all that stuff. They've been dating long enough that he would at least pick up on the clothes. That when he with the outfit. I think maybe he did. Maybe. I don't.
Well,
I think they did at the way end, because she said you too, because he had his,
right,
in the laundromat.
Right.
Men are stupid.
men, as a general rule, yes, men are very dumb. But Oz was he
was always supposed to be that guy who is very observant,
Right. Oz is supposed to be the exception to that rule.
But Oz just got some strange, so he's all fucked up.
And that's true. That getting some strange will mess you up. Will mess you up in the head.
Got some rabies, some scabies, some.
He's got the rabes and the scabes.
Right. Yeah, getting some strange will 100% mess you up in your head.
You just dodged a bullet.
Yeah, exactly. Because he has to go somewhere now and get like a year's worth of
go to the vet.
Fucking shots.
How are you going to go to the vet? How are you going to explain that, Willow?
Yeah.
How are you going to explain that?
Right.
Just saying.
You really want to have to shave all of your hair off your entire body?
Sounds like a lot of work.
Where was I? You brought up, and this is a good question, and Jeremy and I either didn't think about it or what. Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
Why isn't anyone guarding Oz anymore?
Yeah.
Oh.
And why did he build his own fucking cage? Because obviously he's shitty at building cages.
Here's my take on that. I think that cage was a pre-existing part of that mausoleum for whatever reason.
But did you see how it was assembled? It was like a jigsaw. It was all fucked up and crazy and
right. So I don't necessarily believe that he built it to begin with. He obviously, after he got out, like he reinforced it and everything. But yeah, the bigger question is, why isn't anybody guarding him anymore?
Yeah, like they used to sit there with the trank gun, and if he were to get out of the book cage, they could just trank him.
Right.
Here's a better question. Why the fuck don't they just trank him every time he turns into a wolf and let him sleep it off that night?
That's
I don't
a
get
good.
that. I'd want to be drugged.
Like, why let him just
Why
sit
not?
in that cage and
Exactly. What's the point? I mean, they
Right.
read to him. What's that going to do?
right? Shoot the motherfucker and let's have a donut.
Yeah. Right in the neck. Have a
Right.
sleepy sleep.
Right.
Wake in the morning. Do it again next night.
Yeah, let's
You
go.
know, like it'll be fine.
Shoot the bitch. Let's have a cappuccino.
Right. I was going to say, bring some McDonald's or whatever you want, and
Right.
like just make it a thing. I can make it a thing every month. It'll be nice, like a romantic date.
Right. Some
Why wasn't she guarding it?
McNuggets, some
Weird.
sweet and sour sauce.
Anyone? Yes, that's right.
Giles
Because
doesn't
that's
have
the
anything
fact.
to do.
Because
Yeah, Giles is
Does not have a
unemployed.
job, so at
Right.
the very least, it could be like,
I
hey,
can't say it. I can't say it. I just realized I almost said spoiler.
I mean, at least he could be
But
like,
anyway.
listen, for 3 days a month, I will take my unemployed 46-year-old ass to the mausoleum and watch our fucking Fido.
Well, we do know from earlier in the season that Giles himself was busy getting some strange. So
Yeah, but she's already
Well,
went back.
that's what I was
She's
about
already
to say.
she
That's
already
what
went back to the UK. We've never seen her since.
that doesn't mean Giles doesn't
We
have her
already
chained
saw-
up in his red room.
Well,
We already saw Olivia.
Yeah.
We have.
yeah, like
It was like at the
Well, okay,
beginning
going
of the season.
Buffy to Angel and all that. Like I'm just saying, I can't. I'm getting to like where are we at? So
yeah.
okay, so we have seen Olivia because I
Yeah.
thought that was going to be a spoiler because that's what I was going to say.
No,
Like
we've already,
he's
we've seen
busy
her.
doing Olivia. He does have a job, guys. It's Olivia. Hello.
Yeah.
Well, but
It's
she's
Giles, man.
she's already gone, and
How do you know? You don't know that. Maybe he's got her chained up in his version of a red room.
because we
Yeah,
already know.
I mean, he does have a name as Ripper.
We already
Right.
know that we already know
Ripping
that.
that pussy apart.
Wow. No, we already know.
I'm into it. I see it.
We already know that Giles is the masochist, not the sadist.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
why
I
he'd
agree.
be the one chained up because he's the one that wears Fifi's costume.
Just real quick on Giles. So I was feeling the need for some like hardcore like
Giles pornography.
no, not Giles. Well, kind of, I guess. I was just jonesing for like Ripper Giles, like full on like badass Giles. And I pulled up all I'm gonna say is I pulled up the Giles Ben scene. The final Giles Ben scene.
Right, right.
And I think you both know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's just I just had to throw that out there. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Did you in fact?
I edged myself to
You
to
edged.
that
I
scene.
knew it. I fucking knew it.
I did.
Well, I would say years ago, Giles would be like, nah to me. But since now I'm 34 years old and finding some gray, good looking,
Listen
now
to
I'm like
her.
Daddy Giles.
Listen to her. I'm
What?
34. Wow, how terrible. I'll be 45 in like 6 fucking days.
My husband just turned 48. So
Well, then we
Go
will kill
cry.
we will kill ourselves together.
Good on you. Know what? Good.
Just tell me.
Good on him. Congratulations, Mr. S Dub, for pulling a younger chick.
Right?
not that young.
Who wants
Way
an
to go.
older chick? I
Way to
mean,
go.
you know.
Wait.
I've
Well,
always a little bit. I never ever. I think there was only one. Even when I was very young, it was either my age or older. There's only like one I dated that was younger. I just never liked men that was younger than me.
Every single female I've ever dated. Yeah, I think. Yeah, has been younger than me.
I mean, I think that's a thing. I mean, I don't know. Well, no.
James only
older than her,
sees
yeah.
women who can who are officially in the AARP.
yeah, I've been trying to.
Been getting AARP crap since I was 25. So
For the last 15 years, I've actively been trying to find myself a rich old woman to marry.
Oh, if she
I
does,
don't
if she's
know, so,
not,
like,
if she doesn't have
so really, like, what's a MILF to you? Like in their
70s?
60s,
no, like 73.
70s.
73.
So not
Here,
so it should be
here.
like MILF granny. I
Listen.
don't know.
Here's what I know.
Nope.
It's that. Well, never mind. I was
Wow,
gonna take,
you get us to quiet down.
I was
and
gonna
get us
take it
wrapped
too
up.
far.
Yeah,
And then
I
we're
was gonna,
ready.
What a fucking prick tease.
Okay. Here's what I know is that I recently discovered that Katie Morgan is doing MILF porn, and I feel really old.
Wait. Time out. Who the fuck is Katie Morgan?
Thank you. What? Yeah.
She's a porn star.
Wait, you know porn stars by name?
The famous,
Nope.
I know John Holmes.
right, like the famous ones, sure.
Who the fuck is Katie Morgan? I've never heard that name in my life. Katie Morgan.
I don't know what to tell
Katie
you,
Morgan, my friend, is no goddamn John Holmes.
Jeremy, now we have to make James feel like it's okay, like everything's fine, like it's everything normal.
No,
Not
let me be honest. Let me think who else.
Normal. It's normal.
Let me think of who else I know. Okay, I know John Holmes, Ron Jeremy.
Right.
I know Ron Jeremy. Yeah.
Hang on.
Is it Jenna Jameson?
Oh, that one,
That's it?
Jenna Jameson.
Jenna Jameson.
Yeah. That chick from Teen Mom.
From what?
Farrah.
That's all I know. Farrah.
Don't know that.
Yes. I don't know. She's
Katie
from
Abrams.
Bluff, Iowa, so it's close enough to where I live.
So what you're saying is that this particular porn star was a younger porn star when you first discovered her, and now she is doing MILF porn?
Yes.
So how old is she?
I have no idea.
Oh.
But it made me feel old.
She's probably in her 30s.
I feel like
I think.
I feel
Right.
like these younger generations don't understand really like MILF.
Right.
Like they're like,
No.
well, if you've had a kid, you're a MILF. No, you can be 16 and
Yeah.
be no. A MILF is like cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson. You know, like
I always thought it would be like 40 and up.
at least
Personally.
40 and up. At least.
Right.
At least, yes. At least 40.
Like say 40
and up.
between 40 and you know, a stent in the heart.
And I'm not going to be. I'm going to go both ways, you know, with it, like man and woman. To me.
Like you like
40
James
and up,
does.
you know what I mean? That would be still. I like equality, so I'm not going to leave them out.
Right. No, but you got to be 40 plus to be a MILF. Come on.
Right.
I
Or a
mean,
DILF. I know.
Yeah. Well, a GILF is somebody who has had
Yeah.
who has had at least one double bypass. You know, has the big
Yeah.
scar down the chest.
And probably really shouldn't be having sex.
And then
You know, that's you. Yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like this generation doesn't quite understand porn.
oh, well, I don't.
Like
Is
everything is like hurt porn now, and like weird porn. Like when I was a kid, like when I first came across porn, it was like big bushes and fucking. It was fucking.
Oh my God.
It was fucking. Now porn is like punch me in the face, throw me down a flight of stairs, spit on me, have 6 guys in my
They're
ass
just
at
trying to
one
be
time.
creative, okay?
Jeremy, I'm going to need you to stop.
I'm
I'm
just
getting
saying.
really excited right now.
No, but really, it's fucking weird. But anyway,
Let's.
how did we get off on porn? Oh, you
I don't.
brought a MILF girl.
I did, but I don't even remember why I brought. Oh, because we were talking about how
Feeling
young
old. Feeling
how
old.
young S Dub is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
how
yeah. She was.
she's
I'm
old.
34. I would kill James to be 34 again. Okay. I think S Dub left.
No. It's not it. I just felt like everything was going downhill at 27
Oh man, I would.
Wow.
for me.
I was on a rocket ship to the fucking moon at 27. Fuck. I mean, I didn't make it. Obviously, it crashed, and I'm crippled now. But In my mind, I thought I was on a rocket ship to the moon.
No, I will say my mid 20s to my early 30s were a very rough time for me. So I don't know that I would go back. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I would go back to the 34 though, just so I don't have to feel all the aches and cramps and pains that I have now.
Yeah.
Because my body felt pretty fucking good at 34. So
right. Anyway, let's say.
Well,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, well, I was going to say I have a theory because I honestly am starting to feel like crap here. I think I have a mystery illness that I'm going to be setting up to go to a special doctor to. But and I was thinking, I've been reading a lot more around people in their 30s are getting sicker with autoimmune diseases or just things, more ailments in general. And I'm like, I don't want to be the conspiracy theorist, but I was just thinking, why would that be? If that was like actually true about everything poisoning us, we would be sicker probably sooner.
You're considered a millennial, correct?
Millennial.
Yeah.
Dead
Okay.
set. Yeah. Dead set millennial.
So yeah, I guess I think the earth is just so fucking poisoned at this point that, people are just dying.
Like you guys are getting, I think it's just starting earlier and on. So I think these Gen Zers are going to start having more ailments at an earlier age.
Well, look how
you might start seeing them in its late 20s.
Look at the explosion of Lou Gehrig's disease. There are so many people that have that now, whereas back in the day it was just like Lou Gehrig.
You didn't hear that, right?
It was like who's got Lou Gehrig's?
Right? Yeah,
you're just like Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig.
And now it's like who's got Lou Gehrig's? And it's like, well, I know 3 people that have it.
Right.
It's.
But anyway, let's segue back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer and talk about the end of Wild at Heart here. Let's wrap up our 2 Buffy episodes.
Jesus, we have more to go.
We've got 2 Angel episodes. Starting with
I did want to mention about the lyrics that Veruca was singing.
Yes.
Know that at all?
I had to stop ignoring them. I had to start ignoring them because I used to listen to all the lyrics to the. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very racy for teen drama WB.
What'd she say?
I will put. I think I did quote. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
In me, ... and then it was kind of would fade because then Will is trying to get Oz's attention. Then you would hear again, I can feel you twist, I can feel you ride. And then I'm like, holy, this is like soft porn. How did this get past?
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Sorry, just wanted to touch on it because I was like, nobody talks about it.
Yeah, it was very, very racy for teen drama primetime.
It was the 90s.
Network television.
And they like to try to push the envelope in the 90s.
Yeah. Let's talk about the end of the episode.
And Esther, what were you in the 90s? Like 11?
I was born in 1989.
Holy
fuck. I was in like my 3rd senior year.
3rd senior. Speaking of 1989, yesterday Taylor's version dropped.
Yeah, I know my roommate.
Yeah, 6 from the vault tracks. That's like a whole new mini album.
She was not impressed.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, these are my least favorite vault tracks ever.
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah,
she's like, and Taylor said they were her best and her favorites.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about this woman or her music or anything.
I am not a Swiftie, but I do respect how a good businesswoman she is.
100%.
I can see her and her team making those business moves, and they know what they're doing because they know the fan base and they know what the fan base will do and pay.
Yep.
And I respect the game. I mean, because it's part of the game.
Don't hate the player.
Hate
the game.
Right.
Let's relive some heartbreak here with these final Willow and Oz scenes, starting with the scene in the mausoleum. Tell us about that, S-Dub. How did that make you feel deep down in your heart?
Mausoleum.
What heart?
When she brings
What heart?
food.
Yeah, I mean, like, we'll skip over the.
I mean, it's just really the end because I was just thinking like didn't.
And she dropped perfectly good. What we know is a Big Mac and large fry.
Yes.
No, it was a.
I was eating that. I was like, ugh.
And a large Dr. Pepper.
She could have eaten that after because she was sad.
It was morning. It was 100% a McMuffin.
No one eats McMuffins. Those are fucking terrible.
I agree, but that's what it was.
I either want the croissant or a biscuit.
No.
Biscuit.
If I'm going to McDonald's for breakfast, I'm getting a McGriddle.
McGriddle. What is? Oh, is that the like a pancake?
I prefer not to go to McDonald's actually. For
breakfast. Oh yeah, I prefer not to go to McDonald's too. But if
let me tell you who's got fire fucking. I don't know if you guys even have these in your states for fast food breakfast. Hardee's. Do you have a Hardee's? Or Carl Jr.'s even?
I think there's Carl's Jr.'s down here, but I'm from the Midwest. So yes, Hardee's.
Hardee's fast food breakfast.
Very familiar.
Oh my God, their biscuits. Because my mom worked there when I was a kid.
Very good breakfast.
And their shit is handmade in the morning by like a 70-year-old retiree biscuit maker. Like that's actually
like part. Bit, like so good.
It's like part of the job. You have to be 70 and retired to be the biscuit maker.
So yeah, let's
It's so good.
let's talk about Willow and Oz in the mausoleum there.
It's very melodramatic.
I mean,
Jeremy doesn't like feelings, so it's hard. It's hard for him.
I felt like this was super melodramatic. I mean, they had killer performances.
Oh yeah,
but like just the reason for him to leave town and everything, I thought was so weak.
Yeah,
I was like, why? Because a female werewolf came to town and you killed her. Like you should have. So now you have to leave town for an undisclosed amount of time. Why?
Well, I think it wasn't just like the fact that he killed Veruca. It was the fact that he, was feeling these animalistic urges that he hadn't felt before and didn't know how to deal with it.
So figure it the fuck out. Why do you have to leave town?
Well, he felt like he had to leave and be away from people to figure it out.
Seems very fucking...
I mean, he could have started at UC Sunnydale Library, but...
Yeah, he's in the heart of California.
I mean, don't call me logical or anything.
Yeah, I'm just like, so you're going to get it. You're going to get in your molester van and go to what? Drive to what? Fucking Oregon and buy legal weed and fucking be like, dude, I'm such a wolf, man. I'm going to deal with it. I don't know. It seemed like all the resources he would need to control said beast are right the fuck there on the Hellmouth with Giles and Buffy and his friends,
I don't know.
You are very, very dumb.
I'm going to have to ask you to stop that.
I will not. I will not.
I would like you to stop that, please.
Okay. All right. From now on, I will say instead that you are very, very much a dick. No, I don't know. To me, it was just a week. Like they could have came up with so many different. Like he has to leave town because now he's unable to. Okay, here's one. Now he's unable to control his transformations. Like he's getting the animalistic shit is getting him so like now he can just randomly change. Then I'd be like, oh yeah, you need to get the fuck out of town because you could just be in class and eat somebody. But well, I have feelings now. I need to leave. That's to me, it's just dumb.
I think the problem at the heart, Jeremy, is that you don't understand feelings.
No, I really don't. That's the truth. Well, I really don't. I've never been good at it. The only feelings I've ever understood are anger and pain. So I'm not qualified, I guess, in the situation.
Do you want to talk about it? Like
No.
not right now, but like later.
Well, Mr. Alan Lloyd or whoever with the fuck face. If you want to talk
Right,
about it.
Alan Lloyd and his talking stick could help you through that.
What is it actually? Alan Lloyd or Lloyd Allen? I did not.
One of those two.
Yeah. Do we even have to talk about that episode? We can just skip that episode.
We're gonna talk about it briefly because S-Dub's got a lot to say about it.
It is a good episode for me to poop on.
For me to poop on.
Triumph the insult comic dog.
I mean, I guess with the end of this episode, I mean, like when I mean,
let's brief.
But I think a big thing is Willow's, like the climax almost of Willow's character you see in wanting to curse him and almost doing it.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh yeah.
It gives you almost this foreshadowing. And you're seeing this, there's this darkness in her and you're kind of starting to see it from this Willow that you saw that was so nice from back in, high school.
Yeah.
Right.
Is now you're seeing this dark side, this vengeful, there is this side of her. And I love seeing it right now, and I love seeing where it goes.
I wish,
and I can't wait for the other listeners and how they take, their opinions on how that goes.
I think we did
because
fail.
People do have various opinions on how.
Yeah,
I think you and I failed, James, and not really bringing that fully into the light. Like how she went from the love of my life to I'm gonna fuck I'm gonna literally black magic fuck him up.
Have him love one.
Yeah. It's like damn, that is domestic violence, right? That's a felony.
Yeah, you 100%. You and I dropped the ball on that. Yeah, we definitely kind of just glossed over that whole thing. Like it was a very dramatic, very quick character shift for Willow.
Yeah,
and
almost
it is
to the point that it's like if she was a male character, she would probably be a domestic beater.
Right.
Like she probably would have hauled off and fucked him up, and then been like, "Whoa, this is taking a weird turn."
Right. And S-Dub, you're 100% right. It is great. It is great foreshadowing to things to come, as the series progresses.
Right, and I'll take a nod to what they saw in Fear itself.
Yeah,
they do a nod again, like what they did in foreshadowing. That one is filled with foreshadowing. I know that people that saw it probably didn't like it, but I'm telling you, people, just try to remember the episode.
Right.
Just because things will kind of click.
Yeah.
Because it kind of seemed probably like filler episode to them, but actually and that's what I do love about Buffy is not watching it once, but actually twice. Watching it again. I think it's better watching it again.
Yeah, definitely.
And then once more with your pants off. That's how I watch everything.
Well, any way how you want to do it.
Right.
Let's touch on real quick Buffy finally being a decent friend to someone in her immediate friend group.
Yeah.
Here at the end of this episode.
Although
Willow.
I do feel like she's been a good friend to Xander many times by not fucking him
up. By not killing him.
Yeah, like because
like that time he tried to rape her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like how many times
has he literally snapped his neck?
Yeah, like how many times has he either literally or verbally assaulted her?
Right.
And she's not snapped his neck yet. So she's being a pretty good friend.
That's true. That's true.
Just saying.
And
Giles fucking drugged her and damn near got her killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
She's really just not a good friend to Willow. Her best friend.
That's true. Everyone else.
She's even been good to Cordelia.
Yeah, and sorry, listeners, it doesn't get any better.
No, not really.
It really doesn't.
It does not.
No,
it does not.
She, this might be a slight spoiler for the rest of the season, but Buffy always seems to have, and I understand that it's supposed to be part of the character, but no matter how many friends and allies and whatnot she seems to find herself surrounded by, there's always this, like, I'm the chosen one. Nobody knows what it's like to be me. Oh, boo hoo, chip on her shoulder. And in my opinion, that's directly the cause of why she's incapable of, like, being a decent friend to all these people.
Yeah, and she's all like, boo-hoo, oh, I have superpowers, and it's so hard. And Willow's like, I wear an A-cup bra. Fuck you.
I think you're right, though, because we'll eventually see Buffy say something to somebody.
Yep.
And she'll actually kind of explain it.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
She's right in a way. But it's also the thing that she fears the most, because in Fear itself, she's scared of being alone, but yet she is the one that pushes everybody away, incidentally.
Yeah.
She's the only person really standing in her way, because, there's Xander always there for protector, right? There's always, somebody there.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's just a big thing. Like, Buffy's, like, one of her biggest fears, like, throughout the whole series. Like, the biggest chip on her shoulder is she didn't choose this, right? She always kind of went with, I wish I had a different life, poor me, kind of.
Poor me and my superpowers.
Right. And
a little bit, instead of, like, embracing it. Like, Faith embraced it too much, but, like,
yeah,
but, like, Faith had quite the enthusiasm, at least.
Which, I would do the same thing that Faith did, except for the whole, like, let's just kill everybody thing. I'd be like, oh, this is so fun, just fucking staking vamps and fucking cutting demons up and shit. That'd be dope, but...
Right.
Yeah, Buffy's like,
right.
Oh, so...
and I think that's why... I think I like the ending of the series. I think of almost any any shows that I watch, it's still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I think the writers did a really good job. And then it's just something for maybe the listeners, something like to look forward to, because we're at 4, and there's going to be probably some episodes they're not going to like. And
yeah.
There's some episodes I don't like.
Right.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
We're going to talk about one of them right now.
Well, no, we're going to talk about Room with a View right now. Angel episode 5, Room with a View. You only had 1 page of notes for this one, S-Dub. What, you gave it 2.5 out of 5 sad Doyles.
I made it a habit to always ask, when is he going to die?
I've noticed.
I just want that to be a shtick now, because I don't care. I still want him gone.
Yeah,
we done?
Tell us how you really feel.
You are not a Doyle fan.
Well, I'm not. I'm not. And honestly, the accent drives me nuts, like, to listen to.
It's real, though.
I know, and that's what's insane to me.
Yeah.
That I'm not even knocking him. Like, I'm not saying that it's fake. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Is it a real accent? Was he putting on an American accent when he was on Roseanne?
Yeah.
Well, I know James Mercer can freaking, could do British very well. I know that I believe that he had a little bit of lessons from Anthony Head.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. If I remember, I was going to say if I remember correctly. Because I'm telling you, watching James Marsters on Smallville, I'm telling you, without the accent, is insane to me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Not one bit.
Glenn Quinn, I believe, I believe he was born in Dublin. It's,
kind of to the point of what you said about seeing Marsters on Smallville without his accent. Alexis Denisoff was on behind the scenes segment of Dancing with the Stars this past week. And he and Allison were talking, and it's weird to hear him without a British accent.
Well, especially when he was in that Highlander episode.
Well, yeah, that too. But it almost sounded like he has maybe had a little bit of trouble shaking some of the British accent.
Really?
Yeah. Which I thought was interesting.
He did it for so long, you know.
Right. Kind of like how Johnny Depp talks with a British accent now.
Yeah. He was born. Yeah, Glenn Quinn was born in Dublin.
Oh, okay.
Dublin. He's from fucking Dublin.
For Dublin.
I'm not trying.
Let's see.
No, don't like Doyle. I think I was like, I think I had a little, twinge of getting shut down. Oh, I think I wrote, what did I say? Gross off time me an IHOP to squat.
Yeah, because all the roaches in Cordy's apartment. That was go
squat. Yeah, that's right. Go I was in my vehicle.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's
right.
That grossed me out too. I'm not particularly affected by things like that, but yeah, with the crunching and everything, I was like, no.
Oh, and then when I read it, I'm like, this is a Doyle episode. I'm like, that's when I realized it. Like after that, I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right, here we go. I do say I vibe with Cordy. I'm starting to vibe more with Cordy. I'm getting used to her. I still feel like she's a little different to me. But
different from what?
I like her.
From different from how she was on Buffy.
Yeah, I do. I do feel like she's different, but I think the writers kind of had to make her different.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's
so they had to make growth in a character.
Right. It's a and hopefully as the series progresses and you keep watching, like you'll think so too. But it's like it's a good different. Like the character's growing from where she was. I think, in my opinion, and obviously you haven't watched Angel, but in my opinion, I think Cordy has one of the biggest character growth arcs of any of the characters throughout the two shows.
Yeah, she definitely changes from season 1 of Buffy, to the end of it all. Yeah, she changes the most by far.
Yeah. It was you said here that where was it? I'm surprised the gang are that scared of a ghost. They've all faced much worse. I agree with you. Like I did enjoy this episode, but I was kind of thrown by the fact that they were all so concerned about a poltergeist compared to some of the things they've seen in the past.
I mean, I can't say what I know about Doyle, but for the other two, from what I've seen, I'm like, okay. And the mayor was way more, to me, more problematic than the poltergeist.
Right. Well, and I think so. I think that's part of the issue with this first season is that we are very much, the show right now is very much a Monster of the Week show, as opposed to Buffy, which has, an overall big bad for us. Yeah, you still have your Monster of the Week type thing in Buffy, but there is an overall big bad for a season. And I think that's part of where Angel in this first season is struggling, is that it doesn't have that yet. It's strictly a Monster of the Week type thing.
Yeah.
And I think as we move into season 2, and we get not only a big bad for season overall, but a big bad for the entire series overall, is when Angel really starts to shine in its storytelling.
And it gets good.
Right. What's that, S-Dub? Go ahead.
Oh, I said I'm just gonna have to trust.
Yeah, I mean,
We won't lead you astray.
We'll try not to.
Well, because if you're doing a Highlander, I've never seen Highlander. I've like when your references, I'm very clueless to that. So I was like, well, I'll just listen to that. So when they do that too.
Yep. Stick around because that's a fucking awesome show, greatest show ever made.
We
I have no idea what even the premise is about.
It's easy to understand. You'll get it right away.
We personally feel that everybody that listens to us now should continue listening to us through whatever we do in the future, no matter what we cover, and we will. What's that, Jeremy?
I thought we would revisit someone's recording of their daughter's recital, and
yeah,
I thought we'd revisit that and break it apart.
Yeah,
look at her. She fucked that note up. Oh my god.
Oh man. Couldn't grandma video record any better? Jesus.
Yeah, shaky. What do you got? Parkinson's? God.
Wow.
Canceled.
So canceled.
I'm still going to say that freaking tagline, "We help the hopeless." I'm telling you, it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
What would
clients hopeless?
It should just be like Angel Investigations. Do you need some shit? Come holler.
I mean, like, I know you're saying what's better, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we handle weird shit. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, and stuff. Like, can we do a wink on something, or I don't know?
Yeah, like we handle weird shit.
Can we just touch on a second how terrible the businessman David Boreanaz is?
Well, yeah,
maybe not him himself. Sorry,
that pretty much continues throughout the show. He's pretty much not. He always says like, "I'm not."
You're telling me I'm gonna have to yell about this every time that I'm gonna have to take the money.
Yep.
Yeah. Because here's the like.
Why have a business if you're not gonna take the money? It's not a business.
But that's the thing. Like he didn't want a business. Like he would have been perfectly content, like just chilling with Doyle and Doyle getting visions and him going out and helping whoever needs help. If it wasn't for Cordelia, what's that?
Good question. How does Angel get money then? If it was prior to Angel Investigations, how did he get money?
He's like 250 years old, so he made a few investments and
right.
they've matured.
Could have just lost it in the 30s or 29. Sorry, excuse me.
Well, he's from the UK, so most of his money was there.
Well, and honestly, that is something that Cordelia
overseas.
That is something that Cordelia kind of touches on in the first episode when she's proposing the whole idea of Angel Investigations. Is she says something to him to the effect of, "Okay, Mister, I've been alive for 200 years and never created an investment portfolio," or something like that.
She doesn't know that, though. How would she?
But right, she doesn't know that.
You know,
but.
It's in the 1880s. He could have been a robber baron for all we know. You know,
right?
It's just like in Highlander. Pretty much all the immortals there are fucking loaded. If they're older, if they're like a century or more older, you know, they all figured out how. It's like McLeod. When we go with McLeod to the bank, and he's like, "Hey, I think it was his grandfather or great grandfather opened an account here. It's now been willed to me. Here's the paperwork." And then the guy does the numbers and he's like, "Holy fuck, you have 150,000, francs now."
Right.
Which was a lot in the 1800s. And he was like, "Well, Put it into a checking account, good man.
Right.
No.
Right. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be a thing, pretty much throughout the rest of the series. Angel's not in it to make money. He's in it to, he's in it to help people.
Yeah, he's like, I get my money. He has a extensive network of prostitutes
Oh, Jesus.
across America.
Makes sense.
and
his leading earner,
Darla's the madam.
His leading earner is Joyce.
Exactly. Joyce is his top earner. And he's like, every now and then he has to make a trip back to Sunnydale and be like, you know what I'm saying? Ho, where my money?
Right.
I
didn't get the wire transfer this month.
He has to get the 5-knuckle shuffle.
What the fuck's going on?
Oh, that's why he called.
Right.
That is like everyone thought he called because he wanted to talk to Buffy, and then he heard her voice and he couldn't go through with it.
Yeah.
He was calling to find out where his cut was from Joyce, and Buffy answered, and he was like, "Oh shit!" Click.
So he left a message on.
No, we know, we cracked the code. We know what it really was.
He left a message on Joyce's big brick Motorola phone. He's like, "Bitch, where my money?" And that's why we haven't seen her since, Joyce, because she's hiding out. She's hiding out.
Right. Let's talk about our Phantom pressuring Cordelia to kill herself.
Oh.
Let's not talk about that. Let's just not talk about it. Yeah. Let's skip ahead.
Like the ghost was lame, and then also I think I even said like, "Holy crap!" Like something about it just got dark,
right.
like really, like 0 to 100 in darkness, and I'm like, "Oh, we're going there all of a sudden."
I do like the idea of Dennis the Ghost. I do like him.
Yeah,
but
Phantom Dennis.
This was kind of just lame,
So I liked that it went so dark, because I think that's
really, really dark.
But I think that's kind of like part of the impetus behind this show is that they could go darker than they could on Buffy. And they do quite frequently.
Well, I guess, but I mean, they did put I can feel you twist, I can feel you rise.
Yeah.
Well, that's not so much dark as it is erotic.
I'm kidding. I know. I'm just like, it went a different route. Instead of dark, they went.
When she said I slip a finger in you, she just meant she gave him a wet willy in his ear.
Right.
Yeah, she was
I mean, you could give a wet willy in any hole,
Well, yeah, but I'm saying she meant it just for the ear.
That's hot.
Oh, James just turned his camera off.
Oh, I'm gonna need a minute.
I heard a zipper. Hang on.
I'm wearing sweatpants.
All the time because I thought about a belly button.
Oh, that doesn't matter. That's equally erotic to James.
All orifices are a go.
All orifices are a go. Alrighty.
Let's go.
We need to make that a T-shirt.
That's a better tagline than Angel Investigations, which we help the hopeless.
I want to make that a T-shirt and see how many people actually buy that. All orifices are a go.
Let's
and just do an OK sign too. Just
like check mark.
Funny. The double entendre.
My favorite part of this episode was Cordy kind of refinding herself again.
Yeah, bitchy Cordy.
Bitchy Cordy. Yeah, I think it was kind of go ahead.
No, I just wish she would have left the crybaby Buffy out.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't be Cordelia if she didn't, though.
Right. I think as important as it is obviously for characters to experience growth and whatnot, I do think this was a very good revitalization of that aspect of Cordy, and kind of trying to meld it into her growing character. Balancing the two different sides of Cordelia. So it was fun.
Something about the slow-mo. Something about the slow-mo shot.
Oh,
I said that's all worthy of a life commercial.
Yeah.
I don't care that. I love those commercials.
Yeah. So that is Room with a View. We won't spend long on it because we know exactly where we all stand. Sense and Sensitivity.
Oh. That's all I need to say right there. Oh.
I mean, I don't think I hate it as much as you guys because I didn't expect as much from it.
I had forgotten about it, so when I saw it, it was horrible.
To me, okay, this isn't ranked too much lower than, Floating Hands episode to me.
Yeah. Floating hands choking people.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm like, this one's bad, but it's not, the Floating Hands one is only like a step up in my eyes. So I'm like, but I know you guys really went hard on this, so I was like, well, this is fun. So I had for something I didn't like.
Yeah. And that's what
you just couldn't stomach it.
Yeah, and that's you gave it a 1.5 out of 5. And Jeremy and I gave it a 1. Jeremy gave it a 0, which doesn't even exist on our scale.
It does now.
Right. So there really isn't, this is going to be very quick. There's not a lot to say about it. It is hands down probably not just the worst episode of season 1 of Angel, but probably the worst episode of Angel, period. And that is that.
Like My Beer Bad.
Well, if I think Jeremy and I compared it more to the Pack because
this is really one of the worst.
Honestly, that one is really bad though too.
This is really one of the worst episodes of television. Period. It's just bad.
Yeah, bad.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yes. Well, I know, because I was thinking, I know it's gonna sound very cold when I say I refuse to care, but that's because they're fictional characters. Even though I know that there's some real issues going on that could, pertain to people, and that's not how I would treat, somebody in the real world. But this, I know this is just a one-off thing. I'm not going to care.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I don't know. The whole thing, because now everybody knows how I feel about Kate.
Oh yeah,
I don't like her.
Yeah, I can't stand her.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't like her. Even though they did give her the best lines.
Yeah, I didn't like her the first time around when the series was on, and I've never liked her in all the rewatches. She's just.
I've always been indifferent towards Detective Kate. I don't hate her, but I don't think she's.
No, I don't hate her. I'm just like, do we really need
Right. I don't. So spoiler alert, with how effectively they dismiss the character down the line, it was clear that she was never needed or necessary to the show. And
literally nothing of value was lost.
Right.
And no one cared. I don't think they had one angry fan letter.
Right.
Where's Kate? Where's Detective Kate?
I think Detective Kate's inclusion comes about from, and again, this is inside baseball for Jeremy and I, but it happened with Highlander. There seems to be, for some reason, with these types of shows, a desire by the writers to include a police element. Some sort
especially in the 90s.
Right, some sort of investigative authority who's just on the
side of our hero,
Right, just on the outside fringe of finding out what's really going on, type of thing, but never being able to nail it down.
And then every time they do finally find out, they get killed.
Right. Or in the case of Highlander and eventually what happens here on Angel, the writers realize that there's no need for that. Like, that character isn't necessary. It's an unnecessary, addition and almost an obstacle to the storytelling.
Are you speaking about 80 yard LeBron?
No, I'm strictly talking about Detective Kate now.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really anything else to say about that episode. I think we can collectively agree that it is definitely the worst episode. Well, actually, S-Dub thinks I Fall to Pieces is a worse episode apparently, but
can't really. I mean,
everyone's entitled to their opinion, no matter how wrong it might be.
Whoa!
I don't know I don't remember what I rated that one, but I think I rated it higher than this.
Yeah, it's
to be fair.
Listen, they're both pieces of shit. We all agree on that.
They really were.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm still mad about that gem. I'm not ever going to forget about it. Ever. I'm just telling you guys, you're going to get sick of it. Everybody's going to get sick of it, but I'm never going to forget.
Yeah.
You've got to move past.
I'm mad about that gem because honestly, you could have brought that back in.
Hey,
you got to move.
If you recall, I argued.
I'm not going to move on. I'm not going.
You've got to move past the gem.
I will not.
If you recall, I argued vehemently.
I cannot.
Of how stupid it was for him to destroy that, and James argued against me.
Listen,
it made a Buffy episode absolutely obsolete. Like, it was dumb. It was pointless.
Yeah.
If you're this upset about the gem, you are going to be livid about a decision that Angel makes in 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
About a decision that
I've actually know a little bit some stuff, actually, but I won't say it.
That's
say
much
it
later.
out. But I do know some stuff. Yes, I know that what I kind of know of that kind of kicked me off already. I'm like, well, I didn't watch the full episode, but
yeah, that's much later.
Yeah, no. What I'm talking about isn't in relation to Faith, but yeah, that does come up down the line. No, in literally two more episodes of Angel from this one, he's gonna make. If you're upset about the gem, he's gonna make a decision that you are definitely. You may hate it more than the gem situation.
That again is equally
freaking dips his D somewhere finally.
Oh,
well, on that note,
I'll get so mad. I'm not ready.
On that note,
no.
I think that does it. That is all the comments we had. Our other usual commenters have been very silent lately, so
which frankly pisses me off.
Yeah, me too, a little bit.
And I'm gonna need more cooperation from our listeners.
We are gonna need more cooperation from the listeners. So we will wrap this up. S-Dub.
Wait, James. Wait.
Yes.
Wait. To get more cooperation from the listeners, where can they go?
They can go to BuffyRevisited.com and they will find a link to our Facebook and our YouTube. And on both of those places, they can leave us comments on each episode of the podcast. Leave us your thoughts, your comments, your reviews. They will be addressed monthly in a special bonus episode, just like this very episode.
This one?
This one.
This very one.
This very one.
Okay.
Where we will discuss them and hopefully expand our own thoughts and opinions about them. And if you would like to be a part of that, as S-Dub was today, please reach out to us via BuffyRevisited@gmail.com. That being said, we already do have our second guest lined up for our next listener mail episode. That will be Miss Darlene, will be joining us for that. So we look forward to that. S-Dub, did you enjoy yourself?
Sure did.
Nah, hated every minute of it.
Hated every minute of it. I can tell. Do you think you'll be joining us again in the future?
Well, yes, because we've got some incredible Buffy episodes coming up that I would love.
We really do.
I don't want to take up that space, but I would just saying I will be at least participating in the comments, and I just fair warning, they will be longer because I think we start getting into some foreshadowing.
Oh yeah,
eventually.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Stuff unfolding now. I mean, we kind of thought like there were seeds. There were seeds planted in 3, and we're seeing a little bit more unfold now in 4, and then and as it goes. So we're going to have a lot more to talk about than we do about hating Parker or Oz and Will. We're going to have a lot more to talk about than that.
Right. I think
I'm excited about that.
I believe a couple of the episodes you pointed out specifically in emails were Pangs and Something Blue, Hush. So yeah, those episodes are coming up, and you're right. They're incredible episodes, and there will be a lot more to talk about for those as far as deeper meanings and foreshadowing for future events goes. So I am looking forward to that as well.
I think first watchers will like those ones too, better than like Fear itself. You know what I mean? I think they were more confused about that. I think these ones they're going to be a little bit more enjoyable, especially with Pangs. I think there's going to be some with the humor in that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I think they'll enjoy that. And Hush is always, I mean, obviously.
Right. And right, and Pangs is our first main character crossover between the 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting. But yeah, so I think that does it for us. S-Dub, thank you very much for joining us. I've enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and we definitely look forward to having you back on in the future, as long as you are willing and able, and this didn't traumatize you or anything.
Oh, she's traumatized.
I mean, I'm gonna have to schedule my therapist for Monday, but
see,
I understand.
It's kind of like Catholics go and confession, and they wipe that clean. Like I'll go to therapy, wipe that clean, and I'll come back for more.
Yeah, it's like you said with Catholics, you can just do whatever you want and just confess it, and you're good to go. You know.
Right. Say 10 Hail Marys and you'll be forgiven.
Right. All right.
Don't be offended. My mom was Catholic. It's like I don't want people coming for me.
All right. Well, S-Dub, on behalf of James, as he's already said,
yes,
I would like to thank you very much for joining us this week. I had a blast. Can't wait to do it again.
Yes, thank you.
Well, all that being said, I've been one of your hosts. I'm Jeremy.
I'm your other host, James.
And I'm S-Dub.
Ta-ta.